Happy Monday. Coming off a 3-0 sweep, and we got an 11 game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. As you can see, I sound and look like crap still. The flu is kicking my rear end, that's for sure. But I wanted to make sure I at least got a video out to you with all the info. So in this video, we'll talk about what we're going to have, but you're still going to get all the research help. But all the best bets will be in the pinned comments below. I'm not going to stay up super late to wait for lines to drop and give you those. So anyways, I'm here because I want to give you as much info as possible, especially after taking the weekend off. So before we get started, if you do not know already and you're not a part of it, click that link below and you should join Outlier because it is a one-stop shop for all your research help. It gives you the best EV bets, in-depth stats for MLB, NBA, NFL, WNBA, anything you need. And it has a great app for iOS if you are looking for that as well. So go click that link below, get that free trial. As you guys know, when we do the bets on these videos, we also show some graphics from there and you guys can see all the details. But anyways, go click on Outlier. Now, I don't have much to get into other than that. I don't have a lot of juice, so let's get right into it. And it starts with the baseball fun fact. It's Frank Robinson. You guys know Frankie. He is the only member of the 500 home run club that has more regular season wins as a manager than home runs hit in his career. That's an interesting fun fact. But anyways, in this video, we're going to still recap the weekend, give you the good and bad hitter matchups, and then, of course, the good pitcher strikeout matchups. Go over the entire pitcher report, and then, of course, like I said earlier, no best bets. I will have those in the pinned comments below and everywhere else. But I'm going to give you those hitter parlay ideas, and that's how we're going to wrap it up. So hit that like button, leave a comment below. If you're new to the channel, first of all, we usually give out best bets in these videos, but I'm just trying to hang on here right now. But hit that subscribe button as we are so close to 27,000 subscribers. Appreciate all the support. Let's have another good week, and that starts with the recap. All right, there is the recap. Friday was a 1-2 day, and it was frustrating. Reds team total over 3.5. They only scored 3, lost on the hook. They had their chances. They just did not get the big hit. This second one was really killer. Jackson, chip, cheerio, freaking was one of only 2 Brewers hitters without a hit that day. That's right. They crushed the other pitcher, and he was not one of them. He was the hottest hitter on planet Earth, but I cooled him down. Vlad got it done. Flaherty, 6+ Ks. I added this with Boston team total alternate line over 3.5. They got it done. Boston was a little dicey, but they did. So 1-2 day. But we finished it with what I'm going to call the Jabbo flu game. That's right. Laying on my sick bed on Saturday, and we go 3-0. That was awesome. Roderick Munoz over 2.5 earned runs, gave up 3 in the first 4 innings. Devers over 1.5 bases, an absolute legendary cash right there in his last at bat with a double in the 9th inning. I think it was 9th inning. Yeah, it was. Anyways, under 7.5 Mets in Seattle. I love this bet, and then all of a sudden Seattle gets 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and it ended like 4-0. I mean, it was as unsweaty as you can be after that first inning. So we love the 3-0 sweep, unfortunately, because that's what I do. I only put a half unit on all those Saturday winners, but you know what? We will still take it. So there's the overall record and all the other numbers for the year so far. And now let's get into the good and bad hitter matchups. All right, we got 14 good hitter matchups for you, and we got some good ones. I mean, we're talking Byron Buxton, 7 for 15. Yasmani Grandal, 5 for 11. Machado, 6 for 11. Arenado, 5 for 10. Some guys hitting right around 500 against these pitchers. Larnach for the Twins, 5 for 10. And it keeps going on and on and on. So anyways, take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. And now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups for the day. And we only have 6 of them. Profar 3 for 23 with 6 Ks versus Marco Gonzalez. I have no idea how because he's not that great of a pitcher. But other than that, you know, one guy you're obviously interested in, Bobby Witt, 2 for 12, 6 Ks versus Pablo Lopez. And then Matt Olson, 1 for 11 with 4 Ks off the lefty Blake Snell. So that's all we got for the hitter matchups. And now let's talk some arms. All right, we got 4 good pitcher strikeout matchups. And the first one, Luis Gil versus the Chicago worst team in Major League Baseball history, White Sox. White Sox, 4th highest K percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 26.3. Gil, 138 and 117.2 innings. He does have a lower K rate on the road, 25.3 compared to home, 31.3, which he is also on the road, obviously. And he has 6+ Ks in 5 straight starts. Second one, it's going to be a little surprising, but Freddie Peralta versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers, a higher strikeout percentage than the White Sox. That's right, 26.4%. third highest versus righties last 3 weeks. Peralta, we know 155 Ks, 125.1 innings. Very similar home road splits, so nothing new there. He had only 4 Ks in his last start versus the Dodgers on July 6th. And like we've talked about with Peralta before, even though he makes this list, he's still been a little inconsistent. 6 against the Braves, 7 against the Braves, and 4 Marlins, 8 Twins, and 6 Nationals. Those are his Ks in the last 5 starts. So those are the first 2. Let's go check out the final 2 now, and it is one heck of a freaking matchup right here. Blake Snell of the Giants facing the Braves at home. Atlanta, the highest strikeout percentage versus lefties in the last 3 weeks at almost 40%. It doesn't even seem real. Snell, 80 Ks and 62.2 innings. We know he is finding his groove, just like Stella. 8, 11, and 15 Ks in those last 3 starts. He has a higher K rate at home, also 34% compared to 28.1% on the road. And then the pitcher on the other side of this great matchup, the Cy Young candidate right now, Chris Sale against the Giants. Giants' 5th highest K percentage versus lefties last 3 weeks at almost 30%. Sale, 165 Ks and 127.2 innings. He does have a slightly higher K rate on the road also, which is where he is 33.7 compared to 31.4 at home. He had 9 Ks in his only start versus the Giants this season on July 3rd at home. He now has 8+ Ks in 7 of his last 10 starts. So those are the 4 best pitcher strikeout matchups for you today. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 6 matchups of the day, starting out with Shota Imanaga versus Ben Lively in Cleveland. And then we got Sonny Gray versus Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott's been a little hit and miss lately, but still a solid pitcher. And Sonny Gray, we know he's been right there. I mean, 3.65 ERA and 3.65 expected ERA. Still a good K rate at 30.4% with good command. Andrew Abbott can give up the long ball sometimes and does not miss as many bats, that's for sure. And then Taj Bradley, who we've talked about. The Taj Mahal is much better at home. He's been pretty dynamite there and on the road, actually, for the most part. Going up against Framber Valdez, that is a good pitching matchup as well. Tyler Mahle making a second start. We talked about last one. He did go 5 innings in that last one, but still might be on somewhat of a pitch count. Going up against Brian Bayo of the Red Sox. And then Brady Singer of the Royals, been better at home this year, but he is going to be on the road in Minnesota taking on Pablo Escobar Lopez, who is still due for a lot of that positive regression. 4.74 ERA, 3.54 or 3.58 expected ERA. He misses some bats and has great command, as you can see by that 5.5% walk rate. And then the final one, I don't know much about Bush, to be honest with you, with the White Sox. 4 innings pitched, 6.75 ERA. It's tiny sample size. But he's going up against a stud, Luis Gil, 3.06 ERA. We know what he can do, and we know how terrible this White Sox team is. So take a screenshot. Those are the first 6 matchups. Now let's take a look at the final 5. All right, we start with Clayton Kershaw, the future Hall of Famer, against Freddie Peralta of the Brewers. It's a good pitching matchup, but Kershaw has not looked that sharp lately. As you can see, 12.4 hits per 9 innings, 4.38 ERA. It's only been in 12.1 innings. But still working his way back. And Peralta's been right around that 3.5, 4 ERA all year. And then we have a terrible pitching matchup in LA. I mean, Davis Daniel versus Bowden Francis is horrendous. There should be runs in that game. And then Brandon Pfaadt, who has not been bad at all. He had a tough start to the year, but pitching really well now, going up against Quantrill of the Rockies. No pitcher as of recording this video for the Pirates, going up against Joe Musgrove on my fantasy team. Going to have to get him off the IL because this will be his first start in quite a long time this season. That's right. He's probably going to be on a pitch count. And then we already talked about it, the battle of 2 of the best lefties on planet Earth, Chris Sale, Blake Snell. Be there, be square if you want to watch a good pitching performance. That's going to be a great one. As you can see, both have high K rates and don't give up a lot of hits, etc., etc. So that is the pitcher report for Monday, August 12th. And now let's talk some hitter parlay ideas. All right, before we get into those hitter parlay ideas, of course, it's time for the KALSHI trade of the day. If you're new to this, KALSHI is federally regulated in all 50 states. Click the link below. It's like stocks. You can sell, buy anything you want to do, but on world events that actually interest you. We've had a ton of fun doing this. But here we go. Our trade of the day, we're going to go down to right there, game of the year. And we're going to give you a long shot winner. That's right. So we're going to scroll down. And this is, by the way, all based on my sidekick, Ryan. You guys all know Ryan. He's going to give me this winner. He's the video game master. We're going to choose Black Myth Wukong, yes, to win game of the year. 15 cents per contract. It is a huge long shot. And the reasons, because it's like an Elden Ring game, which also won a few years ago, has amazing graphics, comes out later this year, which actually might help it kind of steal it at the end of the year, and it's a huge long shot. So let's just try to win some money here. And also with something like these long shots, The helpful part is if it gains in value and you just don't want to take the chance and see if it wins, you can just sell and make some profit and move on. So that's the beauty of all this. But we're going to throw $5 on it. Why not? You throw $5 with those 15-cent contracts, you can win $31. Hit review and let's submit that sucker. That is our Kalshi trade of the day. Again, go click that link below and have some fun. But now back to the hitter parlay ideas. All right, we got 4 of them for you, and it starts out with Nolan Arenado. He's hitting 364 in the last 7 days, 5 for 10 off of Andrew Abbott, as you guys saw earlier, and he's starting to heat up finally, hitting 351 in the month of August. That's the first one. Second one, William Contreras, not Wilson. This is William for the Milwaukee Brewers, hitting 360 the last 7 days, 324 off lefties this year, and he's facing the future Hall of Famer Kershaw. But like I mentioned to you earlier, he's just not feeling it right now. He's not in his groove yet. He's struggling a little bit, giving up 17 hits in 12.1 innings already. William Contreras has cooled off in June and July, but now in August he's heating back up, hitting 313. The third one is on here every single day. It seems like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just snapped his 22-game hitting streak. He is facing Davis freaking Daniel. He's given up about 11 hits per 9 innings. Davis Daniel has, and Vlad is hitting 381 the last 7 days. He's a stud. You guys all know it. The fourth one, Adolis Garcia. This guy could not hit a fastball or anything to save his life this year, but he is finally heating up. In his last 7 days, he is hitting 429, which is the 5th best in the majors. He has 2+ hits now in 3 straight games, and he's facing Brian Bayo. He does not miss many bats. He's given up almost 10 hits per 9 innings. It's in Boston, a great hitter's park. So give me Adolis Garcia. And those are the 4 hitter parlay ideas. If you guys fast forwarded through all the other stuff, we don't have best bets because I need to get some sleep, but I will have best bets added in the pinned comments on X and on Discord, which is free. So be sure to go check that out. I'll probably have at least one posted before bed. At least that's my hope. So just be sure to keep checking back. But thank you guys for the support as always. And hope you all have a great Monday. And we'll talk to you soon.